Well, good evening, family. We are coming at you at a little bit different time than what we normally do. As you can tell, it's dark out. So it is actually evening. I think it's like 8-ish, 8:30-ish. I don't know. My watch broke, so I don't know what time it is anymore. But we are loading birds. Ryan is taking a load of birds to the processor tomorrow. So we come out at night and load them up. It's a whole lot low stress for them. They're easier to load because they don't do anything when it's dark out. So we're out here loading. So I thought it would be fun to start this video while we're loading and finish it up the next day when Ryan's going to the processor and I am doing the farm chores. So let's get this started.
8.
Got in here?
Parts.
How many? 6.5.
Huh?
6.5. 8. So I'm not sure if we explained this the last time we did this. So we have a bucket on a scale right there. And if we're not sure, some of the birds, like, it's obvious if they're wholes or parts, but if we're not sure, we weigh them and then we put them in specific crates depending on what they're gonna be, and then we label them for the processor. When it was just us, we knew, these are parts, these are holes, but we label them for the processor so he knows this is a crate of holes and this is a crate of parts, and then he processes them, the way he's supposed to. So just thought I would explain what we were doing here. Well, they are loaded. Ryan is just making notes in his phone so that when he gets to the processor tomorrow, he can tell them which crates are holes and which crates are parts. And yeah, we're done for this evening. See you in the morning. Well, good morning. I am actually out. It's a little bit before 7. Still, look at how, it's barely light. The sun isn't even up, and it's almost 7 o'clock. It's kind of crazy. So I am actually out. The girls are still sleeping. That is the nice thing about it staying dark for so long, is the girls sleep in a little bit longer. They are definitely up with the sun. So especially Ella, because her room is on the west side of the house. So as soon as that sun comes up, it shines in her window and she is wide awake and raring to go. So I decided, with Ryan being gone, I would come out and get the preliminary chores done before the girls wake up. It's just easier, and then I don't have to deal with it. And then we can go do schooners when the babies wake up and everybody's ready to go. So I'm gonna feed the brooders and get the goats out and feed the cows and do all those things. I do have to move cows today. I got their paddock set up. I was supposed to move them yesterday. What? Good morning. She's happy to see us this morning. Good morning, pretty girl. Good morning. Hi. I did get their paddock set up yesterday. I was going to move them, but when I was walking around, I realized that they probably could go one more day on the paddock that they're on. So I just want to make sure that they eat it, you know, they eat it well and they take care of it like they should. So anyway, so I did get their paddock set up, so all I have to do is move them and move their water. And then we need to get these birds. We never did end up building that schooner, so we need to get these guys out into the schooner that we just emptied last night, and then get the rest of chores done, get cows moved, and I think that'll be it. Thank goodness, because Ryan's gonna be tired today. I know he needs to take a nap, and I've been up since about 5:45 this morning, which isn't abnormal for me. I usually get up around that time anyways, but yeah, so let's get to work and get this stuff done so we can relax a little bit. So I'm actually not going to feed the older brooders since we're moving them out today. I am going to, we'll just wait and feed them when they get out in the schooner. That way it's more room and they're clean and all that stuff. So I'm going to get feed loaded up so that we can take it out to the schooners and then go over and do the cows and the sheep. Don't mind the hair. This is like, just threw my hair up. So that's what we're going with right now because it's not even 7 o'clock. It's a little crazy that we have gone through basically half a tote of feed in the last week, not even week with these chickens, but we had the older schooner, the ones that we just took to the processor last night, we kept them for about a week longer than what we normally do. They're nice and big. We'll get some beautiful parts out of them. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, we don't normally keep them for as long as we did. Just worked out one of those things. We couldn't get a butcher date for them until today. So it is what it is. But yeah, we went through a lot of feed. It's also crazy that we are coming up. My tag-alongs here. One. Oh, where'd he go? We are getting to the end of chickens. I think we have one more batch of birds coming next week, and that's it for the year. So 8 weeks, 8-ish weeks from next week, which I think puts us into mid-December, and we'll be done. Well, not mid-December, early December, the early part of December, and we'll be done with chickens until probably late February or early March, which will be interesting for us. We've never had a time where we've taken a break from chickens. So having this break will be kind of nice. When we got out here, we knew that with the snow and the cold and everything, we probably wouldn't be able to run birds year round. And we were actually okay with it. That's one of the things that we really decided that moving out here helped us, and we would have more of a quality of life. So that's why we chose not to process the chickens ourselves, and also to take that break in the wintertime so that we can travel, enjoy things with the family, and just have a little bit of a downtime with the, the kiddos. We're still gonna have the cows. We will have pigs over the winter. Obviously we'll still have the goats and our layer flock and stuff, but the chickens are definitely a time, they use up a lot of our time. We've got to move schooners every day. We've got to fill brooders every day. It's a good hour and a half of work every day that we're not going to have to do if we're not doing them. So it's kind of nice. I think we're both looking forward to it. We have enough chicken to last us, through the winter. We'll be able to sell, so it'll be it'll be nice. We'll still have the benefit of having all of that. We just don't have to process them during that time. So I don't know if you've noticed, but one of our dogs is missing. Mr. Osu went yesterday and got the old, he got neutered. We want to make sure that we're not having any issues and we don't need him taken off if there's a bitch in heat somewhere or something like that. So we went ahead and got him neutered yesterday. So he is actually locked in his stall. You probably can't hear it, but he's sitting in there whining because he wants out. He doesn't like it. But we'll keep him in there for a couple days just to make sure that, he heals properly and he's not hurting anything. But yeah, Ivory she's doing okay. She's a little bit, hey, are you lost without your brother? Huh? Are you lost without him? But she went over, when I came up right now, she went over and sniffed at his door, and we brought him out last night so they could see each other, because they do love each other. They hang out almost 24/7. It's very rare that I see one of them without the other one. So we wanted to make sure that she knew he was back and he was okay. He's just convalescing for a little while. All right, let's get these goats and cows done and head back in and get the babies. These days I'll get these goats moved to a new pasture. I'm actually just feeding them hay right now because there's not a ton for them to eat. There is still some for them to eat out there, but yeah, they need to get moved. So we'll get them there. Just other things take priority. They're fine. It's not like they're not fine, and there are other things that weren't fine that we needed to get done. So I'll get them done eventually. You have to prioritize tasks on the farm and homestead and decide which ones are more important and which ones you need to do first. That's what I've done. And with the rabbits, all I have to do is move them today. I actually filled up their waters and feed. They're usually good for 2 or 3 days when I fill everything. So all I've got to do is move them to a new spot. So Ryan just got back from the processor, and I am just out here real quick. I'm just gonna move these cows and get their water moved over, and then it'll probably be time for Ella to go to school by that time. So I am gonna move them and then take her to school, and then I will get the chicks out to the schooners and move them and do all that. But let's get these guys moved. I think they're ready. They're looking at me. So we're gonna get them moved across. thing that we're struggling with, not really struggling, that's not the right word, just dealing with and having to figure out our long-term plan, I guess, is water. So right now I've got a trough with hoses literally going all the way back to the front of the farm. I'm pretty sure I've probably got 1,000 feet of hose right now running from the front of the farm, well, not the front, but the middle of the farm, all the way back here to this back pasture. Until we get permanent water lines, if we decide to put permanent water lines in, unfortunately, that's the only way to do it. So I think even if we don't run permanent water lines back here, if we can get permanent water lines like closer, maybe up to the creek, somewhere in that vicinity, then at least I only have to do, 300 or 400 feet of water lines to get to this back paddock, or paddocks, this back pasture. So it's just kind of a pain. I've got, and of course I worry something's going to burst between all those lines. An animal could eat it, a deer could step on it and break it. Who knows, right? Like anything can happen. And then we're hemorrhaging water out here and we may not know it right away. And a couple hours go by and we've wasted basically all of that water and money. So it's just something that we're having to deal with, something that we have to figure out and decide what we want to do as far as long term or whatever. But the cows are moved over. I'm going to move their trough real quick and then we'll be good to go. All right, well, that will do it for today. We're done. I'm gonna go pick up Ella from school. Ryan has a long day tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a long day because I'm gonna have the girls by myself and the farm work and stuff. So we're gonna call it, just kind of go relax for the rest of the day. Thanks for hanging out with us today. As always, we really appreciate you being here, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.